Hello, welcome back to Chris's Moto Life. It's March 27th, 2022. You know, we've been having a really great March here in Pennsylvania, so you knew that a day like today would come. It's a little gray out, it's a little chilly out. I think we're in like the 40s, maybe we'll hit low 50s today. So it's a good Sunday to spend some time inside my garage. What am I doing inside? Well, before we get to my garage, please pardon me if I'm not my usual bubbly self today. I had some bad news yesterday. I went to the dentist and before we even get into that, let's give a big shout out to my first somewhat quasi-sponsor, Watkins Dental Group in Dallas, Pennsylvania. Full disclosure, Scott Watkins is my cousin, and he just so happens to be a cosmetic dentist. And about 6 years ago, he put a crown on a tooth for me, and he said, you know, if you get 5 years out of this tooth, it's gonna be a miracle. I got 6 years out of the tooth. So I went in yesterday because I needed to go for a consultation to see about getting an implant put in my mouth on this side, my rear molar. And the second molar in is the one that was feeling a little weird. That was the one we were hoping to get 5 years out of. So, as it turns out, I drive up there with my sister. I get in the dental seat, they do an x-ray, and he's like, the tooth is cracked underneath that crown, we've got to pull it. So unfortunately, yesterday I had to have a tooth pulled, and it wasn't fun. I mean, he gives me gas. He's really a painless dentist. I can't say enough good things about him. But at the same time, you're getting a tooth pulled. It's like, you know, I mean, short of being put to sleep, well, even if you were put to sleep, when you wake back up, you feel it in your jaw because they got to wrench the tooth out. So he got the tooth out for me. I'm going to now need 2 implants. He put the bone chips in so that now I have to wait for 4 months. So for probably about a year, I'm only going to have molars on this side. My 2 rear molars are gone, and I'm still in a little bit of pain. I'm feeling a little hazy just because of the pain, and I worry a lot when I get stuff like that done. So just that's enough about me. Let's get back into the car. What are we doing today? 2001 BMW 530i. Probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned because it's a 5 Series with a 5-speed BMW. Very smooth engine, but the check engine light started to come on. And I'm like, really? The check engine light? So I did what any normal person would do. Took my code reader and erased it. It came back. I went to get it inspected. They said, hey, it's got to reset. So I erased it. Honest to God, I drove the car for like a week and a half, never came back on, got the car inspected, everything was kosher, everything was done legally. And damn it, if it didn't come back on 2 nights ago. So, knowing that, what they told me at the shop was it probably could be a fuel pump. And generally on this version of BMW, the E39 5 Series, a fuel pump will last about 100,000 miles. I've got 126,000 miles on my car. And sure enough, about 2 weeks ago, I started hearing a weird whine, which when I really went to locate it, it was the fuel pump underneath the rear seat. I could hear it howling. So what did I do? Back to FCP Euro. They don't sponsor me, but they get a mention because they get me my parts in 2 days for free because I'm in Pennsylvania, they're in Connecticut. So what did I order? Let's take a look. We'll start out with the fuel pump. They had 2 fuel pumps. They had a BMW fuel pump for $315 and a Vimo fuel pump for $88. Now, cheap Christopher, which one do you think that I went with? Of course I went with the cheap one. So here it is. My reasoning being is that the old one still hasn't completely given up the ghost. So I could probably just put that in the bag. I'll wait until the gas fumes get out of it. I'll put it like in a baggie. I'll put it in the trunk of my car. If I get stuck on the side of the road, I know how to do this. It only takes a few hand tools. I'll at least get home, and then I'll worry about it. Then maybe I'll pay the $300 for the BMW one. But I mean, it looks just like it. Here's the BMW one. And here is the Vimo one. Sorry about this, guys. Again, I really appreciate it. Someone said that they liked it better last week when I had someone else filming. Well, yeah, I'd love it if I had somebody else filming all the time, but sometimes you've just got to do it yourself. So if you look, these fuel pumps are pretty similar. They've got the same strainer on them. They've got the, I mean, they really look a lot alike. So let's say, I mean, I know I'm not crazy about Chinese quality. Nothing against the Chinese people. I'm sure that they're lovely, lovely people. But sometimes you get like a Chinese knockoff and it's just not as good as what you would have gotten. But then again, who knows where the German stuff is made? For all I know, they could be, this one feels a little heavier, but I'm going to give it a shot. And what you've got to do, unfortunately, is you have to take the fuel float out with the fuel pump on these BMWs, on the E39 series. So what I have to do is disconnect the line from the fuel float holder, because you'll see on the other side, this is where the fuel comes in. And gosh, I wish that someone would have told me that that fuel was going to be under pressure, because I sprayed the top of my back seat with a little bit of gasoline. But I'll show you in a second or two. We'll go inside and we'll take a look at the car. So basically, this is my Sunday project. I got a sore. I mean, I'm not really sore from my tooth or anything. I'm just taking my time. FCP Euro's got a really good video. And the BMW guru, Rob Siegel, sent me another video that he found on YouTube, because he had just done his. It's really funny. It's great when a guy that writes about fixing BMWs for a living has the same BMW that you have. He's great. I mean, we both had Lotus Europas together, so when I had my Lotus Europa, we were trading information. He would ask, I would send him photographs, and he's really returned the favors like tenfold. And he writes some really good books. RobSiegel.com, I think it is. You can always look him up. He is the hack mechanic at the BMW Car Club of America. Great guy. Great resource. Turned out to be a really nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. It's funny how you meet a lot of really cool people in this hobby. All right, let's take a look inside the car before we say goodbye. You can see what I'm up against for about the next hour. Let me put this stuff down. Sorry to keep ducking out of camera range, but hey, this is what happens when you're an amateur like me. Oh, and two other things that I forgot to mention. I ordered a new hold-down ring, and I ordered a new seal for it, because I had read in the reviews that the seal that comes with the fuel pump probably isn't the best in the world. Again, FCP Euro. Another thing, what you gotta get into if you're gonna drive a BMW, Real OEM.com. It's a great website, and they have current BMW and classic BMW. I don't know why mine's called a classic. It's only 20 years old. So what you do is it'll give you the actual parts diagrams from the factory, and it'll give you the part numbers. Take the part number, drop it into the search box at FCP Euro, and I think you can do it at Pelican Parts and a few other places. Just drop the BMW part number in, hit search, it'll find it for you. You can get your parts a little bit cheaper than at the dealership. Hey, it's all legal. I don't think I'm telling you to do anything like dishonest or anything, but Real OEM, remember that. All right, let's take a look inside the car. Let me get my flashlight out of my back pocket so you could actually have a half a shot at it. And here we are. We are in the back seat, and if you look down and you look into where I'm shining the light, I hope we could see it a little bit. That's the hole that I'm working with. And as you can see, I've still got the back seat in, and man, when the gas sprayed out, I was not a happy camper. Hey, look, guys, I'm going to try and get a little more technical as we go along, but it's just going to take me a while longer. I don't know why it looks like my eyes are looking at the side of the camera. I swear to God, I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm not cross-eyed. They don't call me Clarence the Cross-Eyed Chris. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, hey, I got to get back into this, and I got to finish this car off. But as usual, I want you all to have a fantastic week coming up. I want you to remain positive. I want you to do some fun things. And remember, this isn't a dress rehearsal. You get one go at it through life. So make it count. Again, you don't like your job or something like that? Get another job. you're okay with your job, but there's something else that you still want to be doing, make your weekends count. Go out there and grab some life and stay positive and have a great time. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I went a little long this week. I'm sorry. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.